the effect of keep it short.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but it's not going to be too short. I've got some things to say, and I want to say them. That's all right. First of all, thank you to everybody who came today. You're truly special friends in helping make this a perfect day for Ray and Lisa. I'd like to introduce some important people in the lives of Ray and Lisa. The mother of the bride and my lovely wife of 40 years. Sue, would you stand, please? Sue has read and approved my words tonight, by the way. And she wants to share with me in bringing them to you, so don't blame just me. And now the father and mother of the groom, Gene and Pat Koza. Would you stand, please? We don't know you only through your son, and that's a great testament to how great a parents that you must be. Before going further, I'd like to pay special tribute to some people who helped make this day extra special for Ray and Lisa. First of all, there was one particular person that was responsible for the beautiful invitations that you got in the mail. If you noticed, they were almost professionally done. So would the person responsible for those beautiful invitations stand, please? Nice job, right? And then if you were to the wedding today, you noticed that there were some beautiful programs. Did you see the beautiful programs? I mean, they had bows that were tied to perfection. Perfection. Now, it seems like I've heard that word previously tonight. Would the person responsible for the magnificent programs please stand? That was a little more involved than I expected, but that's all right. Now, if you noticed, we've got some beautiful flower arrangements on the tables tonight. Did you notice the beautiful flowers? Well, they didn't come here just by accident. They were arranged, again, almost professionally, with the person, not Ray, responsible for paying this, for these flowers, making this arrangement. Would they stand? She stand, I'm sorry. And one last person to recognize, the person responsible for paying for this. Would he or she stand, please? Bob, would you pass the hat, please? I think we're in trouble. I'm not done. I decided to title my few words tonight, The First, The Last, and Challenges. Isn't it interesting that we all share a first and a last, the day that we are born and the day that we leave this earth, hopefully to go to heaven. Each one of us is given a certain number of days between our first and our last that we are presented a number of happenings to contend with. Some, or many, which present themselves as challenges, and the whole judgment we place on ourselves and that others place on us is determined by how we meet and respond to these challenges. Ray and Lisa, I promised I wouldn't talk about your ages. But Lisa, you've certainly been important to making your mother and my last 35 years wonderful and glorious. And Ray, although we have not known you for most of our last 39 years, we're sure that Gene and Pat's lives have been enriched greatly because of you. I just wish, Lisa, that you hadn't taken the scripture reading and the first shall be last to mean you had to wait this long to give us this day. But then if you hadn't waited until today, it would mean you would have been married to someone else besides Ray. So we're very glad that you waited. But back to our theme, Lisa and Ray, you already have experienced a lot of firsts and challenges. Lisa started out having to wear glasses at the age of 2, a patch on one eye at the age of 3, and having her tonsils and adenoids removed at the age of 5. I recall, as if it were yesterday, sitting in the hospital's waiting room, hearing from Lisa that she was scared to death and didn't want to have surgery. I told her there were certain times in life that we had to be strong and do things that were hard regardless of how hard they were to do. Thank God those words must have been the right ones. I can still see the nurse coming to get her, Lisa going down the hall with the nurse, holding her hand, pigtails bouncing through the swinging doors without ever so much as looking back to her mother and me. Challenges. Then there was her first day in school. Lisa was not going to go to school. She was adamant about that. We finally had to trick her by telling her the first day was just a trial day to see which kids wanted to go to school and which ones didn't. And that if she didn't like the first day, then she didn't have to go back. Thank God again that Lisa wanted to go back this day. Then there was the first night after we had moved from Atlantic to Omaha.
Oh, no.
Lisa being 10 years old. At bedtime, Lisa, Jim, and Shelley all started crying that they wanted to move back to Atlantic. They stopped crying only after their mother and I told them we would try it in Omaha for 1 year and then move back if they still wanted to. After 1 year, Lisa said she'd like to try Omaha 1 more year. Phew. Missed another one. Then there was the first day, the last day, and every day in between that Lisa drove Shelley to and from school. Being totally opposites, Shelley decided she needed to ride in the back seat while Lisa drove. And there she stayed. Challenges. For as long as we can remember, it was Lisa's goal to be a doctor. At the end of college, Lisa didn't score well enough on her MCAT exam to be accepted in med school. Challenges. So she applied to physician assistant school. They told her she wasn't acceptable because she didn't have medical experience. Challenges. She volunteered for 2 years in Kentucky with AmeriCorps, her last year assisting a doctor to a free clinic. Finally, the Nebraska Med Center PA School extended her an invitation. Advanced to September 10th, 2001.
Oh no.
Everyone remembers 9/11. We remember 9/10. Lisa announced to us she was about to fail her first major PA school biology exam to be given the next day. So she was quitting school. We talked long and hard into the night about challenges and not giving up, even when things seemed the bleakest. We all went to bed not knowing what the next day would bring. 9/11, 2001. Sue and I were glued to the TV watching the destruction of the Twin Towers when Lisa came downstairs. We didn't know until she walked out the door that she had decided to take the test. Fortunately, she didn't fail the test, and every year since then, we celebrate 9/10. Lisa graduated from PA school in a year in which PAs were not in demand. For 10 months, we tried everything to help Lisa find her first job. Talk about challenges. Then the fine doctors at Bergen Mercy Hospital emergency room came calling. For 6 years, Lisa served as PA at the Bergen Mercy ER. We have several employees here with us tonight that worked with Lisa in the ER. Would you all stand up, please? Connie's here too? Oh, Connie's here.
Connie went to school
Bob,
in
you see
Woodbine.
Connie? Connie's back there. Yeah. Bob and Connie and I, all three graduated from Woodbine High School in the same year. I won't embarrass Connie by telling how many years ago that was. In 2010, Lisa moved from the ER to the private practice of Dr. Elvira Rios, where she currently practices. I don't know if Dr. Rios was able to stay. Is she here? I think she got called out. Yeah, she's on call. I'm sorry. Would the other employees who are here tonight with Dr. Rios please stand? Last page. Back to our honored guests, and in particular, Ray. Ray, we'd like to welcome you to our family and tell you how happy we are to have you as a member on this, your first day of your and Lisa's married life together. We think it's wonderful that your and Lisa's first love also became your final love. Celebrated with this day. I do have one story to tell on Ray. Before Lisa and Ray were engaged, I got a call late one evening. It went something like this. Sir? Ray calls me sir. It's not Mr. Hood, it's not Ron, it's sir. I would like to ask for the hand of your daughter in marriage. To which I promptly responded, no. Yeah, that's what I responded. And then I said, oh no. How impressive that I must have been. I said, she's too young. To which Ray responded, if it's your desire that we not marry for whatever reason, I will honor that request. To which I responded, you may honor it, but my daughter will not. You have my permission. And now for the last of the last. This is my final father of the bride speech. Ray and Lisa, we'd like to extend the challenge to you to spend this first day of your married life and each day the rest of your lives as if it is the last you will spend together. Because we never know when that last day will come. But in the meantime, spend each day helping each other reach your ultimate goal, that being to get to heaven. We'll be there waiting for you.
Very good. I think